Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Meena. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you are doing well. Today I'm going to talk about Hashflare, a cloud mining platform. If you have invested in Hashflare, you know they have stopped their Bitcoin SHA-256 mining contracts. So is there a way you can get your money back? Is there any way to just get reimbursed? Let's talk about that. I'm also going to talk about my general take on the cloud mining platforms, what we can learn from Hashflare, and their change of policies from the beginning of the time till today. Before I get into this video, let me remind you I'm not a financial advisor and this is not a financial advice. Also, if you have been watching and liking my videos, please do subscribe and also click like on this video. That's the only way for me to know that I'm doing the right thing and you like my content and motivates me to create more of it. If you want to go one level ahead, there is a wallet address down in the description. Now let's get started. So Hashflare, the cloud mining platform that's just announced a few hours ago that they have stopped the Bitcoin mining contracts, and they sent out that email to everybody who was registered. So if you have already a part of Hashflare with the Bitcoin mining contracts, I feel for you because it is very probable that you have lost money there. We know the current market, the price of the Bitcoin is around $5,400 while the Bitcoin mining difficulty is growing up and up. So that makes Bitcoin mining very unprofitable at this time. So it is not just Hashflare, it is something that is true in general. Hashflare said they have been looking into this and they tried to look through different ways of making it profitable or working around it, but they couldn't find any way to make it work. So for 28 consecutive days, they were unable to generate any profit for their investors, and they decided, well, they have to terminate their contracts. That was a very horrible news for anybody who has invested in Hashflare, because it is a big possibility that people lost money right there, unless they got most of the money to the referrals. Now, Hashflare is not the only mining company. We know there are so many out there. The first time I heard about Hashflare, like more than a year ago, was from Nick, when he was talking about Genesis mining, and then he said Hashflare has better rates, and he moved to the Hashflare. I'm not going to endorse Genesis mining, but I'm gonna be honest about it. I have invested in Genesis mining, but I never invested in Hashflare. There were a couple of reasons, and I just want to talk about it. So maybe if you can learn from it, or maybe that can help anybody, that will be good. It is in no way to tell you that I'm in any way better, or any way to make you feel bad. It is very possible that the Genesis mining announced the same kind of thing that Hashflare have announced. The reason I invested in Genesis mining was that at that time there were videos out there where they were showing their farms. They also invited some of the very big investors who invested in Genesis mining to come to their farms and look at their mining rigs. And people went there. Some of them were on the YouTube. There were videos on YouTube. People went there. They shot their videos, and you can see them. On the other hand, Hashflare, I vaguely remember I saw one tiny trailer about their farm. There was no like documentary or anything about it. There was no pictures. There were never anything that you can see and relate to it. And if I have to be blunt, I would be very blunt to say that most of cloud mining companies are pure Ponzi. They only pay you till they are getting new investors, and in this time when difficulty is rising and they are not getting a lot of investors to put in money, you know what happened. And also there are a lot of companies, so Genesis mining, Hashflare, there are many others, and I am saying that most of them are Ponzi. I have seen them personally. There was a time that new mining company was coming every day, just like a lending coin, and people were talking about it, like how their rates are so attractive, the hash rates are so attractive and everything. The people who were getting referral, they made money, but anybody else who got in got burned badly. So that was one of the reasons, and secondly, that is purely just me. I never liked Hashflare because I felt like their website was really, what you call, cartoonish. That's just probably me. Honestly, that's not how you decide, but I just said that I will be honest and I will tell how I feel. So Hashflare, I know it has been there for a long time, but if you're a new investor to Hashflare, you probably would not know. But if you're an old investor and if you have been victimized, you would remember that when they started, they have this open-ended Bitcoin contract, just the way Genesis Mining had. As long as Bitcoin mining is profitable, they will keep mining it. But Hashflare changed the policy. So even with the people who have bought the contracts, they changed the policy and said, well, all the contracts are now 2-year contracts only. They never reimbursed anybody. They never tried to give anybody a discount, and that was it. So I just felt that this is a company that just changed a major thing in the middle without asking or be having any kind of repercussion. On the other hand, I know Genesis Mining did have a lot of hiccups in the beginning. They were not paying, their payouts were late and stuff like that. So I'm not just endorsing anybody. This is what it is. You can, if you want to talk to Genesis Mining, their support will respond to you probably in months. I opened a ticket, and by the time they responded to me, I totally forgot about the issue. So that's what it is. Totally honest. And then Hashflare, on the other hand, changing the policy, I haven't seen Genesis Mining doing that. At least they didn't change anything very major on the contracts, especially the existing ones. So, you know, Hashflare right now is saying that they are disabling the equipment. What they mean is basically they are going to turn off the power on their equipment. They never said that they're going to sell it. What their future plans are, they are going to sell it, trying to reimburse their people or anything. Because the people who got into 2-year mining contracts, I'm pretty sure that you haven't recovered your costs unless you got a lot of referral. The money you have put in, I don't think you can recover in 2 years. I have seen a lot of people, like a bunch of my friends have invested in it, and I know that even after 12 and 13 months, even then they haven't even made close to 60% return on the investments. So that looks sad. One thing I would say that mining generally is not profitable right now, even though they are continuing with their Ether and Litecoin mining contract, and people reported they are getting payouts, but I believe the Bitcoin mining are no longer profitable. Only thing that working out for Genesis Mining is probably they had made a lot of money early on and they can afford to pay off the investors. So I don't know how things are for Genesis Mining, but seems like right now they're quiet, so they have a lot of money to pay. Hashflare, on the other hand, I would think they have a lot of money, but I don't know what they decided to do. They decided to not pay the investors because seems like they can do what they want. So now talking about what they can do and what they want is, let's look at their Twitter page. So this is the Twitter page and this is their official page. I just want to show you a post from June 5th. So they changed their term of service. So now let's look at it. So let's look at what they changed. So June 5th, 6 weeks ago, this is the part they changed. They said if the mining is not profitable for 21 consecutive days, they will terminate the contracts. I have not invested in Hashflare, so I didn't have the earlier contract, but I have heard and learned that earlier it was 60 days. So they cut 60-day period into 21-day periods. So they just changed on June 5th. And even if you go down and look at their people talking about it, they are complaining about the high maintenance fee and the withdrawal fee. So the problem is that when mining was not very profitable, and a lot of people do invest with a very small amount, so they are gaining a very little profit on that. So if the withdrawal fees are very high, you cannot even withdraw it. So withdrawal fee for Bitcoin, I believe, is 0.03 BTC. That's a lot of money. So unless you accumulate that kind of money, you cannot even withdraw it. And on 5th, they have already changed their policy, because I believe they knew what's gonna happen. From 60 days, they changed it to 21 days. And that was not the final thing. The final thing that happened was 2 days ago, they started doing KYC. So they said, they sent out an email to everybody telling, like, we want to know where you live, and send us your passport, driving license, or the whole KYC thing, because they want to adhere to the international standards. So even though they're not paying, even though you have money there stuck, you can withdraw, but they want to know your personal information. I think that was really not fair, and just because they can do it, and people who had money in there, they wanted to withdraw it. And I heard from a lot of people who have gone to KYC, even then they are unable to withdraw. I still have to hear from anybody who said they can withdraw money from there. Now, what's gonna happen with Hashflare, and what can we learn about it? So if the company is changing a policy, and if you see a red flag, even if it looks very attractive, please don't invest. That's my take on it. At least you will not lose money. So the money you have in your hand is better than you giving it to somebody else. If something looks too good to be true, it is probably. Also, well, if you look at it this way, if they were really mining, Hashflare were really mining, and they really have that kind of equipment, who knows, maybe they did, and they're not going to use it, what will happen is that less people are mining Bitcoin now. According to, this was a big company, so that should be a major thing. And then based on that, less people are mining Bitcoin, the difficulty will go down. If the difficulty go down, if you are with other mining company, if you're mining your own Bitcoin at your own home, then definitely you will be able to make more profits. So that's probably the long-term picture and overall effect. So because this whole thing keep balancing itself. Now, I remember I told you there is possibly a way that you can get your money back. So somebody reported, and also there is a post too that I want to read out to you. So somebody said that even though Hashflare is not going to help or talk to you or do anything for you, he successfully got a chargeback dispute with the Bank of America in regard to Hashflare purchases. So he was lucky one, and he made the purchase with the credit card company, and then he filed a chargeback, and he won the case, so he was reimbursed. So if you have bought Hashflare hash rate using credit card, there is a possibility that you can dispute it, and possibility that you're gonna get your money back. So please try that and see if it works. Please let me know if that works for you, because somebody else reported that he was able to get it back. Depending on how much you have invested, that can be significant or maybe a portion. Spread the word out. If it helps you, tell somebody else. Maybe it will help them too. And if you like this video, please subscribe. I wish you happy investing, and I will see you soon. Bye.